Hello friends, welcome back. My name is PK. In this video you will learn how to create HR KPI dashboard in Microsoft Power BI. As you are seeing my screen, I have created this HR KPI dashboard in Power BI and I have opened it from the Power BI services. On the summary page, we have the slicer and the KPI group slicer on the top. On the summary page, we have the few slicers and few cards on the top. So first slicer is for the month. You can select the month for which month you want to see the KPI performance. Then we have the KPI group. So we have categorized KPI in multiple groups. So you can select that group and accordingly the table will be filtered and you can see the relevant KPIs. If you want to see the all, then you can uncheck that. In the card we are showing the total KPIs. So these are the number of KPIs and the target meet for 6 KPI and we have missed the target for 14 KPI. If you select any particular group, then you can see we have 4 KPI for recruitment, 2 we are meeting the target and 2 we are missing the target. Here in the table we are showing the KPI number. So we have given a specific number for each KPI. Then this is the group of the KPI, then KPI name, this is the KPI unit, and here we have the type, whether the KPI is LTB or UTB. That means it is lower the better or the upper the better. For example, if we want to see the cost per hire, so that is lower the better, and recruitment funnel efficiency is the upper the better. Okay, then we are showing the MTD, current year MTD actual number, and current year MTD is the target number, and here we are showing the target versus actual comparison, the percentage achieved. And here we have the previous year MTD for the same month. So let's say if we are taking the November 2024, so we are seeing this data for November 2023, and this is the comparison from the previous year. The similar data we have for the YTD numbers, the actual and the target. This is the target versus actual, this is the previous year YTD, and this is the previous year YTD versus current year YTD. Okay, now if you want to see more details about any specific KPI, let's say cost per hire, and if you just hover anywhere, you will see this option wherein we have the drill through option. You can simply click on KPI definition, or alternatively you can just right click and you can go to the drill through and just click on the KPI definition. It will take you to the new page, which is the KPI definition page, and on the top we can see the name of the KPI, then the KPI group, the unit, the type, then we can see the formula also how we are calculating this. Then here we have the definition of the KPI. You can click on this back button to come back to the previous page. Now we can go to the next page, which is the trend. Here in the trend we have the KPI names. So you can just select any of the KPI. Accordingly these two charts will be changed. In these chart, first chart is for the MTD, another one is for the YTD. Here we are showing the actual of the current year and the previous year actual, and the target is on the line. Similarly here we are showing the YTD numbers. So quickly you can just click and see the performance. Okay, so this is the HR KPI dashboard. Now I will explain you how we can create this in Microsoft Power BI. So let me show you the data first. We have the data in Microsoft Excel, and this is the format of the data. This is KPI name here in this column, and here we have the month, and this is the MTD number, and this is the YTD number. This is the actual data. Okay, and we are taking the previous year data also until the current year, and here we are putting the first date of the month. For every month just put the first date. Similarly we are taking the targets also. In the target we are taking the KPI name, then the month, first date of the month, and the MTD number and the YTD number of the target. Then here we have the KPI definition sheet, wherein we are capturing KPI number, group, name, unit, formula of the KPI. Then here we are taking the definition of the KPI and the type, UTB or LTB, and this is the unique list of the KPIs. Now let me show you how we can create this in Power BI. So let's go to the Power BI. This is a blank and the new Power BI desktop application file. First of all, we will load the data from the Excel sheet. So we can click on the Get Data and Excel Workbook, or we can click here, or even we can click here also. Now just select the file from where we want to fetch the data. Just select this file, click on Open. So we have 3 worksheets. Just check all of 3. and click on transform data. So we have all of 3 sheets, you can see. So from the input sheet we will create a new sheet. From the input sheet data we will create a new query and we will get the unique month name, unique months. Just right click on this input actual and just make it a reference, and we can rename it as months. Okay, now just right click on this month column and just click on remove other columns. Now we will make it unique, so just right click here and just click on remove duplicates. Okay, so we have the unique. In the last we have one blank, so just click here and click on remove empty. So there is no blank now. Just use close and apply. Data has been loaded successfully. We can see the tables here, the input table and the actual table and the KPI definition. Now we will start creating the relationship. So let's go to the model view, and here we will create the relationship. So first you can see it has auto detected the relationship between the KPI definition and the input and the target table in the actual and the target table. Okay, so it has created automatically. Now let's keep the month here, and we will create the relationship between month here. Just put the month here and just save. So we have created this relationship. Now just drag the month here also on the target table. Okay, so this is also done. Now let's go to the report view and we will create the summary page first. So let's create the summary. So just rename it as a summary. So we will show the KPI summary here. Let's go to the insert and insert one shape here, and we will take this rectangle. Just click here and drag the rectangle like this. So we will create the title using this rectangle. You can fill some dark color, the background color, or you can choose the color whatever you want. So just right click and go to the format, and here go to the shape style, and in the fill you can just fill some color. So just decide whatever color you want. So let's say I want to take this teal color, slightly darker, and now go to the insert text box and just type here, let's say HR KPI Dashboard 2024. Just select this and take the size 24 or 28, align this center, make it slightly smaller, and font color take the white font, and from the size and style just remove the background and move this here. You can change the font as bold. You can change the font name. Let's take this bold font. Okay, now we will create the slicers. So just insert the slicers. Just go to the build and take a slicer from here. So we will take this slicer, and here we can add the data for month slicer. Just click on add and take the month. Now just click here, and from here you can take the month, not the date hierarchy. Just go to the format of the slicer and go to the slicer setting, and we will convert this to drop down. Okay, so we have a drop down, and if I select any month, yeah, you can see select it from here, but this is not in proper format, the month format. So just go to the month and select the month column from here and change the format as this one. So this is the proper format now. Okay, if you want to take some background color of the canvas, just right click, go to the format canvas, and here you can take the color, the teal color, slightly lighter. So let's say I'm taking this light color, and transparency make it 0. Okay, and now let's keep this here. We have to change the format. This is not the correct format, so let's select this format rather. Okay, now we can make this in the descending order. So just make it descending order so that the latest month will appear on the top. So let's select here some month of the 2024. So I'm selecting this one, and now I will add another slicer for the KPI group. Okay, so now we will add the few KPI measures. So just add a new table here. So let's go to the insert, let's go to the enter data and change the table name as measure calculation and just load this. We have this measure calculations table, and here we will add the measures to create that KPI table. So just right click and add a new measure. The first one we will add actual MTD number. So I will use current year actual MTD, CY actual MTD. Just take this sum of MTD of the actual table, then add another measure that will be CY target MTD, and it will be sum of target of MTD. Just hit the enter. Now we can see these two measures here. We can remove this column 1 from here. Okay, so quickly we will add more measures. Just click on new measure. This time we will take the target versus actual for the MTD. This is target versus actual MTD. We will use the divide function and take the actual MTD and the target MTD measure. Alternate result show blank. Just hit the enter. Change the format to the percentage for this one with the 0 decimal place. Now add another measure for the previous year. So this is PYMTD, and the PYMTD will be, you will use the calculate function and take the sum of MTD of actual, but here we will use the same period last year of months table, this one, and just hit the enter. Now we will take the comparison of current year MTD versus previous year MTD. So let's add another measure. This will be CY versus PY MTD. Use the divide function here, CY MTD and PY MTD, and use here blank and just hit the enter. Let's take the percentage here and take 0. Okay, so we have added these 5 measures, and we will add 5 more to calculate the YTD, and they will be the same one. So quickly I am just adding the first one. I'll use CY actual YTD. So let's add new measure, and here we will use the sum of YTD from the actual. Similarly, we will calculate the CY target YTD, and we will take the sum of target YTD, this one. Now we will compare target versus actual YTD. So let's add another measure, and here we will use the divide function. We will take the actual number here for the YTD and take the target number of the YTD, this one. Take here blank and just hit the enter. Take it in the percentage and just put here 0 as decimal. For the CY versus PY, all now we will create like CY versus PY. We will create the CY versus PY YTD, and just take here divide CY YTD and PY YTD. We have not taken the PY YTD first. Let's take that. We have the CY YTD here, target YTD and target versus this one. Let's take the PY YTD first. Calculate that PY YTD, and we will use the calculate function and take the sum of YTD number of the actual, and use here same period last year of the months, and just hit the enter. Okay, we have created these all measures. Now create this CY versus PY YTD. Use here divide CY actual YTD and PY YTD. This is spelling mistake. Take it percentage and 0 decimal, and take here PY YTD. Now we will create 2 more measures for the icons. So let's create the new one first, the new measure for the MTD icons. Just use here if target versus actual MTD is greater than 1, or take here greater than or equal to 1, then use unicare 9650, else use unicare 9660. Just close the bracket, hit the enter. Similarly we'll use for the YTD also, so just copy and new measure, paste that, just take here YTD and here also, just enter. Okay, now here we will show how many KPIs are met, not met, and the total KPIs. So let's use here another measure. This is for total KPIs, and we will take the count rows of KPI definition sheet and just enter. We will show you how we can take the not met and the met count later on. First let's create that KPI table. So we will insert a table visual first. So insert this table visual and make this bigger. Now first we will add the information from the KPI definition. So first take the KPI number, and here it is taking some of it, so just click here and here just take don't summarize, and then take the KPI name, KPI group first, then KPI name, then take the unit and type. Okay, so we have this information. We can quickly format this table. So go to the format and take the style as minimal, and take the column header, make it bold, and take the background color, let's say some kind of teal color, this one slightly darker, and font take white. Okay, now we will add some other information also. So let's go to the measures. First take the CY actual MTD, then CY target MTD, and take the target versus actual, and before that let's take the MTD icon. Okay, so because we are not using the another if, so we can see one blank line. Let's put the filter here on the KPI name, and just make sure we'll not take any blank KPI name from the advanced. It's not blank, apply. Okay, so we can see the MTD icon here. Then take this target versus actual, and now we will take the previous year MTD and then CY versus PY MTD. So this is for the MTD numbers. Now let's check for the YTD numbers also. First take the current year YTD, CY actual YTD, then the target, then the YTD icon, target versus actual, PY YTD, then the CY versus PY YTD. So we have added all information here, but we don't need this total, so we can remove from the format. Go to the total, just off this. Okay, rest other information is already there. Okay, now we will add the conditional formatting on the MTD icon, like it should be red or green. So currently it is showing all up. Okay, but it could be in red or green also. So let's select one month from here, let's say November. Then you can see some is up and some is down. Now let's add that color for red and green. So we can add the color for MTD icon first. So add a measure here, new measure, and that will be for MTD icon color. And here we will use first, let's use a summarize function, and we'll summarize the KPI definition with the KPI name. Okay, and in the KPI name we will just take the, so here we will use if selected value of type, means whether it's a UTB or LTB, upper the better or the lower the better. So let's say if it is UTB, upper the better, and target versus actual MTD is greater than 1. If it is UTB and if it is greater than or equal to 1, then it should be green, else. So let's copy this and put another if it is UTB and if it is less than 1, then it should be red. Okay, and then put another one, if it is LTB, it is greater than 1, then it should be red, and if it is LTB and it is less than 1, then it should be green. So here we will put and because we are taking another condition. And now just hit the enter. Okay, so we will create another YTD icon color, the same color. Just copy this and use new measure, just paste that here. In place of MTD, just use the YTD. Use here YTD, here also, here also, here and here, and just hit the enter. Now on the table we will go to the format, and here we will go to the specific column, and we will select the column MTD icon, this one. Just go to the format, and here we will go to the cell elements, and we will select the MTD column. We will select the MTD icon, this one, and the font color we will put here field value, and select here, just search for color. So we will select the MTD icon color. Okay, we can see the red green here. The same thing we will do for the YTD icon. Just on the font color and select here also for color, the YTD icon color, and select here field value. We can see the color for YTD icons also. Now we can add the card here. So let's say I'm taking this card, or you can take the new card also. So here I am just taking the total KPIs. This is my total KPIs, and I can create two more for missed and target meet. So just create new measure, and here I'm taking MTD target meet, and we will use here summarize. Let's use the KPI definition and the KPI name, and use here color, and we will take the MTD icon color. Okay, and use here filter, and take the filter of where color is, this should be the color. Okay, color equal to, so target means the color will be green. Okay, so it will return our table. Here we can use the count rows. Just click, just make a copy of this and paste that here. So this is the MTD target meet number 6. Okay, now we can just make a copy of this and just paste here, and we can quickly make the copy of this new measure and paste. This is MTD target missed, and we can take here red, and we can just remove this from here and take the target missed. Okay, so this is red. You can take the call out value in red, this one, or more red color. Same here, this could be the green. Okay, so this page is ready and it is working. You can select any group from here, or you can select the other month also. Okay, so this is working. Now to add the trend, you can just make the duplicate of this, and you can just rename this as trend. And for the trend, we can delete this one, and we can delete this one also. We can just keep the KPI names, so we can just delete this one also. Go to the build, and here delete this one, and just add the KPI name here. You can make it list, so go to the format, slicer setting, and make the vertical list. Remove the blanks using the filter, so KPI name should not be blank. Okay, we can remove these cards also. Just add the combo chart like this, make it bigger, and here we can drag the on the x-axis. Let's take the months here. In place of date hierarchy, let's take the month. Then take the CY actual MTD on the column, and CY target MTD on the column. Here on the column, on the line, just take the, or let's take the target CY target MTD, take on the line, and CY PY MTD take on the column. Okay, now here we can apply a filter. So wherever PY MTD is blank, we don't want to see that, so just take here is not blank, apply. Okay, so we can see this is working. Now if you change the KPI name, then it is getting changed. You can make the copy of this and you can paste that here, and you can take the other information like delete this one, and this one also, and just take the YTD information. You can search it from here also, CY actual YTD on the column, and the PYYTD also on the column, then CY target on the line. Okay, so this is also working. Now we'll create another page, and that will be the definition page, KPI definition. We can delete these all, and we can delete this text box also. Now here first go to the build and take a card, this one. On the card we will take the KPI name from the KPI definition. Just take the KPI name and go to the format and just off the category label and take only this one. Just put it here and go to the again on the format and go to the style and off the background. In the call out, take the white font and take around 25. It is smaller, just place it here. We'll take few text box, like this will be KPI group, and here we will take from the value and just type here KPI group. So it will take the KPI group from KPI definition table. Just type here KPI group, this one, save, and here you can make the size slightly bigger. Let's take 20, make it smaller, and take the background blank of this. Now make the copy of this and put here. So we will take here first, let's take it type, or take here unit, and this will be unit, this one. Copy and paste here. This will be type, and take the value here type. Take size 20. Okay, now we will make a copy of this and we will paste that here. Make it slightly bigger. This will be formula, and just add the value for the formula, this one. So it will show the KPI formula. Select and make it 20. Okay, now make the copy of this and paste here. This will be definition, and just take the value here, definition, save. Okay, so we have linked it. Now we will make this page as the drill through page. So go to the format canvas, and here go to the page information, and let's select it as a drill through, and we'll add here drill through on the basis of KPI name. Just put that here. Okay, so we can see one back button also here, and then we can hide this page. Go to the summary page. You can just right click, drill through, and click on the KPI definition. So it will show the information for the selected KPI. Everything will appear here. Alright friends. So friends, that is how you can create that HR KPI dashboard in Microsoft Power BI. Friends, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and please subscribe my channel to get the regular update of my videos. Thank you so much for the watching.